I would be very, very attentive to, because my guest this morning is going to be discussing matters workplace safety, a very critical moment, or rather a very critical topic of discussion. Why? Because in most places of work, we never prioritize the safety of our colleagues. Or if you're a boss, the employer, at times it's very, very difficult to find bosses prioritizing the safety of their work, of their employees. At times, some offices feel that safety only belongs to specific sorts of companies that are maybe dealing with heavy machinery, or let's say healthy or related machinery, or chemical sorts of businesses. But well, it is something that we really need to focus on, and is something that we need to give our ears and attention to. This morning, my guest is Kaijuka Edgar, who is the President, Safety and Health Association of Uganda, that can be abbreviated as SHAU. You may think it's Chinese though, but it isn't. Edgar, good morning.
Good morning to you, and good morning to our viewers. I'm very happy to be hosted here at UBC. And once again, as you said, I'm Edgar Kaijuka, and I'm the President for Safety and Health Association of Uganda, the association that brings together health and safety professionals, and we add value to them for them to go and become better professionals in the workspaces. We mentor them, we improve them so that they can go and represent us. So if you get someone who is from SHAU, and that is the best professional you can get, because they have gone through our mentorship programs, and they are able to go and put in place systems that could help the workplaces to be able to improve.
Okay, let's talk about workplace safety. I've mentioned that this is a very critical point, or rather very critical conversation that we really need to have in our workspaces. When we talk work safety and everything, at times some people think we are talking about safety gears and maybe wearing gloves. What does it entail fully?
Okay, in a layman's language, you could say that workplace safety is a process of protecting workers from illness and accidents or injury while at work. And it entails putting systems in place and measures that are going to stop workers from being exposed to different hazards that are related with your work. Now, each workplace, it is a key issue to have workplace safety management as a priority. It does not only stop that this is the work that is involving some, maybe it is a hotel, it is what, but every workplace. Why? Because each workplace has its own risks and hazards that are exposed to workers, including even if it is online working. Because online working means that I'm exposed, I could be exposed also to, because I have to be, most of the time I'm on the computer, most of the times I'm looking out, and this could also affect you, because the eyes could be affected. The screen itself is a hazard to me who is using it. So that's why you see that measures need to be put in place in every workplace. And when you go into the OSH Act, which is the law of Uganda, the Occupational Safety and Health Act of 2006, which of course comes from the conventions in the International Labour Organization, which of course we are a party to as Uganda, Convention 155 and the 187, because those are the conventions that we subscribe to, and we were able to develop the OSH Act. You remember this OSH Act replaced the Factories Act, which was the CAP 220, and it was to ensure that every workplace has measures in place to protect workers from exposure to hazards, which could result into ill health and accidents or injuries while at work. And the OSH Act does not talk about that if you're having a factory, if you're you're here like in the media, it does not separate. It defines a workplace as a place where a worker is doing their work. You get it?
Yes.
So it means that every person, every employer needs to adhere to those laws and the regulations that are in place and everything that is in the OSH Act. Now, the OSH Act is even clear. It even helps the employers and tells them, okay, the employers have these duties that they have to do for them to be able to do their business, provide a safe workplace for their workers, ensuring that the workplace is free of hazards, provide tools and equipment that are necessary for you to be able to do your work without exposing workers to risks, ensuring that the workers are engaged and you get feedback as regards to their health and well-being plus safety. You get it? Now, these are all things that are within the Act. Now, often at times, most workplaces do not usually comply to this. Why? Because I could say one could be also that maybe the exposure, we have not done a lot, maybe a lot of noise. Many people, there are some workplaces which do not know that actually it exists. You get it? So there is a lot that we need to do as regards to putting out the information into the public so that these people know and understand that if you are an employer, these are your duties that you need to do. And usually workplace safety, it helps you in keeping your business actually. Mm-hmm. Why? Because when you put at the reasons why we have health and safety at work, key reason one is moral, because it is the right thing to do. You need to protect your workers for them to be able to come tomorrow and be able to produce for you. Secondly, it could be financial, because the cost related with injuries, the cost related with ill health, when a person is injured at work, you end up paying a lot. You end up incurring a lot. And some of these things actually you never see them because they are indirect. For you, when you insure, you're about health insurance, you're about you're insuring a person who has gotten injured, maybe compensation and everything. But it does not talk about the indirect things that do happen when an accident happens.
Let's talk about toxicity at workplaces. Yes. We've had this conversation before we went on air.
Yes.
Is this something to also be worried about so that we can create a safer workspace for the employees? Because many employees today leave their workspaces because, one, the area is toxic, no room for growth whatsoever, and the human resource manager or someone who is actually monitoring, or the immediate supervisor monitoring the performance, has not paid attention to how toxic the environment is and unfriendly it is.
Yeah, true. That one I can tell you that the toxic environment is the key cause of actually most of the psychological and the well-being problems that we face at work. The moment you don't have an environment that is safe for workers, then you have already lost it, because there is something that you have to do. Productivity will reduce because you cannot come at work and concentrate when the work is toxic. You cannot come at work and be able to produce the value that is to the best of your abilities when the work is toxic. So usually these have been things that I can call that the well-being problems. They have not really been embraced in most workplaces. Why? Because they are considered, they are social, and some of them are psychological. But in one way or the other, they actually have a high effect or high impact when it comes to productivity of the company. Because as I told you, that we live most of the time at work. If I'm a worker, I work from 8 to 5. Most of the time I'm at work. So who are the people that I'm with? They are my workmates. That is the other family that I have. And if there is no good relationship, the workplace is not good for us. Now, when you talk about toxic work environment, it is many things. It is a combination of things. It could be workplace relationships. That is one.
Okay.
It could be the environment itself, sound, noise, light, how it is.
Edgar, sorry to cut you short. How do we, harmonize these conflicts in workspaces? When the conflicts arise, how do we deal with them? Most companies today, or most businesses today, either choose to drop an employee, never address the issues. They will lay off, fire one who has created the conflict, according to them. But the question is, how do we deal with some of these conflicts? Because we are generally talking about workplace safety. But how do we deal with conflicts that arise that need just simple intervention?
Yeah. Every workplace should have a conflict resolution procedure or protocol in place. Okay. Because you cannot solve a conflict by running away from it. Either way, in one way or the other, people who live together, people who work together, they will have conflicts. So you cannot run away from that. The only way is to put protocols in place to be able to ensure that when a conflict arises, you're able to listen to all parties and be able to make a justified decision instead of chasing people. How long are you going to chase people? Because I mean, this even in families. In families, if the family where you have a wife and every time you find you still have conflicts, then what about at workplace, where actually even these people come from different places, they do not even stay together. So it shows you that the reason why the workplaces need to do a lot. The HR and the health and safety departments, they need to come together and be able to put protocols in place to help in solving conflicts, rather than chasing workers. Chasing a work is not going to solve a problem, because you are going to incur a lot. Because you have to advertise a new position, you have to interview them, you have to train people, you have to... That is all because you have failed to put in place systems that would have helped you to be able to solve such a simple problem like that has risen from a conflict. So conflict resolution is part and parcel of any company, and there should be a protocol and a procedure to help in ensuring that you solve that.
Okay.
Yes.
Let's also look at the health bit of it. Health awareness is something that is very important. When most of the employees are working, some of them end up getting health complications due to the kind of jobs they are doing. Either someone is, managing a heavy machine or dealing with heavy chemicals, or let's say dangerous chemicals in the long run. And then we also have incidents where someone may, have body complications because of the sitting postures and the like. How can companies set up safety measures of the like to make it easier for their employees to work smoothly?
Yeah, thank you. Every time, everything, workplace should have a baseline on everything. And that begins from the medical. When I enter here, when I go into a company, first of all, the OSH Act actually provides for medical examination and medical surveillance for all the workers who are exposed to dangerous working conditions. Now, most often, companies never embrace like medical examinations. And at the end of the day, this affects them, because if I come and I develop a problem, you can never even know that I developed it from work, even if I developed it from somewhere else. But also putting systems in place, because there are measures that are put in place if you're working with dangerous chemicals. There are measures that are put in place if you're lifting, or even when you're working in an office environment. There is what we call risk assessment. You do an entire risk assessment, and the risk assessment informs you on the measures that you need to put in place, because it shows you the gaps that you have in place, the hazards that you have in place, the risks that you're exposing your workers to, and the measures that you need to put in place for you to be able to make a workplace a safer workspace for workers. So all workplaces need to do risk assessment. It is the bare minimum that each workplace can do. But also, it is not about doing a risk assessment, but being able to implement the risk assessment itself. When you have identified these risks and you've put measures in place, are you able to provide systems in place, put measures in place to ensure that you avoid workers getting exposed to those risks? That is the most important. And each workplace is different. The risks are different. I would tell you that the risks that you're exposed to when you are here in the studio are different risks when you're exposed to when you are outside. And the whole thing is being able to put measures in place that can bring down those risks and for workers to be able to work well. Because if a worker works and there are no accidents, there are no incidents that are happening, I can tell you even the productivity increases. But the moment I go in a workplace and I see my fellow worker, an arm being amputated, for example,
you'll be scared, really.
Tomorrow I cannot come and concentrate and you say that everything is well. It can never be well.
Edgar, do you think insurance is the best option that we should look at now, moving forward?
Yeah, I would say that insurance is, because you, in one way or the other, there is a risk that you're transferring. However, I think that insurance providers need to do more. Why? Because you see, insuring does not take away the risk from your workplace. You get it? In actually, it will make you, at the end of the day, you might end up paying a lot. But you being able to insure something that has gone extra mile that you are not able to control. There are these, what we call accidents. An accident, even when you have measures, accidents happen. You get it? But let it be something that happens once in a while, or that has happened, that is not predictable, something that you would have that you could be able to control. You get it? So now, insurance needs to also make the people that they insure, or the employers that they insure, understand that actually, if I insure your vehicle, for example, I have done comprehensive insurance today. If you never get an accident and you never go for any claims and what, I can tell you next year, you will go and be able to negotiate for insurance to put down the price for premium. But should you get 10 accidents in a year, I can tell you, if you had insured it at 5 million, they will make you pay 10 million. Why? Because you are a risk. You get it? In developed countries, an insurer will not go and insure unless you have systems in place.
Well, as an association, have you met with some company owners, CEOs, business leads, to have these discussions of work safety, and what have been the results from your assessment?
Yeah, I can tell you that our association has, it is young.
Okay.
We are just in our second year of operation, but I can tell you we've been able to reach out to to different spaces, and we've brought in some partners on board, and we've been able to carry out sensitization to help people understand why health and safety is important on different topics. And these have been available even to the public. We have even been able to bring out to people from different sectors so that they discuss and people understand how health and safety is being managed within different workspaces. So that they can, if you are doing construction, you know what measures that you need to put in place for you to be able to go and add value, but also increase the profits. So as an association, we are doing a lot of awareness and advocacy, and we are partnering with different companies to be able to ensure that we improve the workplace atmospheres so that they become conducive for all the workers. But also, for example, we have a conference that is coming up in August. It is a chance for different workplaces, but also partners and different industries to come and discuss and understand different aspects as related to workplace safety.
You know, one thing I forgot to say is to briefly tell the viewer what the association does and entail. I think we should have even started with that at the get-go of our conversation. What does the association have? Does it have quite a number of members, and what do they represent?
Yeah, we actually have members, about 350 as of now, and they are from different spheres, different industries.
Okay.
And all these members come in and they have, when they go to, they have different hazards, different risks that they are exposed to in different workplaces.
Okay.
And they bring different skills on board that help the association to grow. So you cannot go in our association and fail to get a person who is going to talk about media safety, who is going to talk about construction safety, industrial safety, and everything. Now, the association itself, I've told you, apart from being a professional association, we also do part of awareness, because it is our responsibility to ensure that the people out there understand their rights also and know the safe spaces that they need to be in. Being able to speak out also, because the OSH Act actually encourages workers to report.
Okay.
For example, if you see that the environment is not okay for you, you report. But often at times, because we fear our bosses, I might be chased, I might be, they might suspend me. Most workers feel they have that fear of reporting. But now, our association, we are coming up and saying, if you report and your worker, your employer takes you on, it is something that you can come and tell us, and we'll be able to follow up, so that because we are trying to help in all spheres. Bring also advocacy is part and key of things that we do. Our OSH Act itself had some gaps. Okay. And it is in the process of review and the amendment. We've been able also to put some contribution to ensure that it is going, because people who are in our association are practicing safety. They are the ones who are doing day-to-day activities. A person will tell you this thing is not working, this article is not working, this section is not working. Why? Because of different things. And so when we focus on that, we help it to make it practical. Because you see, there is one way of saying, go and do this. But when there is no any way that is guiding it on how to do it, you get it. So as part of advocacy, as part of, we are reaching out to with the Social Department and the Ministry of Gender and Labor, and we've been in touch with them. We've worked closely with them to ensure that we improve our workplaces, but also it is part of us helping, ensuring that many workplaces comply to the law. Because if you have any member, we encourage our members follow the OSH Act, because it is the foundation. So you are able to ensure that your workplace is following as per as the laws require.
Edgar, in your parting shots, what should be the do's and the don'ts in regards to work safety, and then workplace safety, and then what should the employers do? Then what is your message to the employees as well?
Yeah, this is good. Employers need to, first of all, comply with the law.
Very true.
And ensure that everything that has been put into the law, they are complying with it. Secondly, employers need to know that actually safety is good business. And being a good business, they are able to increase actually productivity and their profits if they put safety systems in place. So it starts with having safety systems in place, having a policy, procedures, and putting people in charge to be able to follow up and ensure that you monitor and review, so that there is a working system, so that workers feel free and feel okay when they are at work, and they know that they are adding value to the workplace, because the work will be, the place will be safe. Now, to the employees, the employees also have responsibilities under the Act. That you yourself, you need first to know the Act. And I always tell people this. Most of us Ugandans, we don't want to read. So you find an employee is in press and they do not know what exists in the law. Now, that is the gap that we have. And before you know, you hear that a person got an accident and he was chased and was never compensated, nothing happened. Because we actually do not take efforts to understand the law, what it talks about. And this law actually favors workers. There are many. When you go to Employment Act, it talks about things that they are supposed to be in place. When you go to Workmen's Compensation Act, it puts in place everything. When you go to the Occupational Safety and Health Act, it has a lot. So workers need to understand, to read and understand. Okay. Then also be able to put in place, be able to implement what what is being told to for them to do in the Act. For example, report any accident or injury, be able to report any hazards in the workplace. You get it? Contribute to the well-being of people. You are supposed to protect workers, yourself, but also your fellow what? Abide by the rules that have been put in place. Sometimes they say, don't pass here, and you find we are the same people who are taking shortcuts. Right. So it is key that we all be aware and know that we all need to be protected while at work, and workers and employers, we all have responsibilities, and we have a role to play.
All right.
Yes.
And I do hope you've picked something from our discussion this morning. I've been having Kaijuka Edgar, who is the president, Safety and Health Association of Uganda, abbreviated as SHAU. Many thanks for being part of our set this morning. Thank you for making time. Pleasure. All right. And the pleasure has also been ours having you this morning. Our topic has been workplace safety, a critical priority for employee health and business success, something that we really need to have continuously if we are to create safe spaces for those that we employ or those that we have as our fellow workers and colleagues. You've been watching Good Morning Uganda Extra. We have a bigger conversation coming up as well, matters education. So stick around for yet another 30 minutes. Good morning.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala, this is Good Morning Uganda Extra. This weekend on UBC.
Let's talk about love tonight. It's not going to be anything else. We're going to be talking about love. Okay? Foreigner dated justice and said, gotta take a little time to think things over. Gotta read between the lines in case I need it when I'm older. Huh? In case I need it.
There's been heartache and pain.
I don't know. I can face it again. Can't stop now. I've traveled so far.
To change?
This lonely life. Oh. The person bringing this.
What love is.
I want you to show me. Yeah.
I wanna feel what love is.
Let's talk about love.
What is love?
Yes, what is love, Winnie?
This weekend on UBC.
Nyati Motion Pictures brings you Tuko Pamoja, a documentary film about our unity as Ugandans and Africans.
Bunyoro would have simply created an East African community that we are looking for today.
The rulers of Bunyoro are actually Luos.
We people who live across the Nile, we are so related from our myth or from just the Nile.
We are the same people, and genetically we are even the same people.
We are similar people.
We are one.
Pamoja, we are one.
Use that word, pamoja.
Premiering every week from 3rd February to June 2024 at the National Theatre and Indere Center. Daily screenings are from 4th February to June 2024 at Ham Cinemax and the National Theatre. To get a ticket, call 0778 787 660. Tuko pamoja?
Juko. Yo. Check the shopping, man. What's your secret?
Uganda, haven't you heard of the parish development model PDM?
Yes, I did, but I thought it was just a talk.
No, Sebatia. It is real. I and a few friends together formed a circle, accessed money from the PDM, invested in a portrait project, and now things are moving.
Juko. I thought I was one of your friends.
You are.
But you left me behind.
I didn't leave you in poverty. What you do, just visit your LC2 chairperson and your parish chief and start the process of economic transformation. Just like that. The parish development model is an initiative from the government of Uganda through the Ministry of Local Government designed to transform all lives of Ugandans for the better. PDM, my parish, my development, my life.
UBC is the national public broadcaster. We educate, inform, entertain, and inspire our audiences. You can watch us on free-to-air channel 001, DSTV channel 282, GoTV channel 371, Star Times channel 201, Zuku TV channel 20, and Azam TV channel 350. Even when your subscription expires, you can still watch UBC for free on your pay TV platforms.
Pick of the day on UBC. Was brought to you by
just take a polite loan of 200k to stock on my shop. The signs and symptoms of success. The bank commander, not the bank teller.
Why hustle for a loan when you've got MTN Momo? We're sorting. Use the Momo app or dial *165*5# for all quick loans. Choose from the different loan options from our partners and get one that works for you. Together, we're unstoppable.
Once upon a time, there lived identical twins who gave birth to beautiful princes and princesses.
Their mothers gave their babies' bodies a lot of care by applying on their skin with baby Junior jelly.
So dry chariots and everyone would admire their glowing skin. Fun fact, baby Junior prevents diaper rash, dry and sensitive skin.
Moms all over Africa love baby Junior jelly. Baby Junior the skin. No more worries anymore. Boo, 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 boo. Baby Junior. Baby Junior.
Mukoke Fish Farmers Association tuli balunzi ba byananda ebyebika ebisatu omuli Miracap, tilapia oba engege ni catfish tetwete male. Group eno twatandika twali abantu basatu nga tulingirira obwetaavu obwebyenanda obw'obwivwa okubona nti tufuna okasente akava mu maadi agali gatambula butambule nga gatubita ku wano ng'ekirabo. Twatandika ni fish pond ndala mu mwaka gw'e2018. Twebaza fisheries officer ni district ya Bugiri babanga batulagirira kusaani fish farm ebwikwe inside day ndeyo twabanga tusobola okufuna kwetusaako obugege obwasooka era mu mwaka ogwali 2020 awo basobola okubanga batuwaayo ebyenanda emitwalo $40 okuva mu operation werese creation era okuba yongerezaako emmere yatuweebwa okuva Uganda Poultry Breeders. Twasobola okubanga tusoloza akasente
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala, this is Good Morning Uganda Extra. Live from UBC Studios in Kampala. This is Good Morning Uganda Extra.
A very good morning and many thanks for sticking around to UBC and Good Morning Uganda Extra. I didn't mention that in the next 30 minutes we're going to be having conversations rotating around education. Well, and education in quite a different way. There was a time we were having conversations on how to revive some of the traditional schools. This time round we are talking about a 50th anniversary celebrations of the Bishop Chivenjere Girls School in Muyembe. Mindless about the tagline that you're seeing on your screen this morning, because our next conversation is strictly education. Well, as we are diving into this conversation, we're looking at 50 years of a school that has mentored different females, I should say, in this country. How far maybe you've had the chance to actually study from the same school and you're watching, you have some of your Augies on set this morning, and we're going to have a conversation rotating around the 50th anniversary. How prepared are they and what you should expect as someone who's part of the alumni, and also for a parent who has a child at Bishop Chivenjere Girls School in Muyembe. I have three guests this morning. Joining me on set, I'll start from my extreme left. I do have Nyangoma Daffin, a social scientist who is also an alumni of Bishop Chivenjere Girls School, Muyembe. A very good morning, ma'am, and many thanks for joining us.
Hello, good morning, everyone. My name is Daphne Nyangoma, and I'm an old girl at Bishop Chivenjere Girls School, Muyembe. I'm happy to be here, thrilled.
All right. Indeed, she's happy to be here, 50 years of her old school. You would want to be happy as well. But close to her, I also have another lady in studio this morning. This is Sayun Helen, the UID Vice President. You're most welcome to UBC this morning, ma'am.
Thank you so much, moderator. I am glad to be here. My name is Helen Sayuni. I am the Vice President of Uganda Young Democrats, the youth wing of the Democratic Party. I am glad to be here to talk about the school that I'm very passionate about, the school that has groomed many young people, especially the gender of female.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm really very passionate about it.
So we have some balance in here. We have a politician in the making, I should say, still on set this morning. But away from that, one who's now closer to me is Atuonjire Florence. I've got the name right. She's also an alumni of the same school. A very good morning, ma'am, and thank you for joining us.
A very good morning to you. Thank you, moderator. Good morning to you, viewers. I'm a very proud OG of Bishop Chivenjere Girls School. It's Muyembe. To correct you, not Muyembe.
Good.
And I'm very proud to be here. Thank you.
Okay, Bishop Chivenjere Girls School, Muyembe. I've been corrected with the pronunciations. I had issues with that before we even started with the show. But let me get to Nyangoma Daffin. Speaking of the 50th anniversary, not so many schools in Uganda have celebrated 50 years.
Yeah.
How have you normally been doing the celebrations, going back to, let's say, last year's 49th, the previous year's 48th? How have you been doing the celebrations for your former school?
We have been doing a lot of things. Yeah, we recently celebrated 40.
Okay.
Yeah, 40 years. And it was a big celebration for girl child. Yeah, Muyembe has really been a good school to us. It has nurtured us. And I must say, we are moving forward. Yeah, we're moving on, and we are going to celebrate 100 years soon. Yeah, so it's a big thing, and we really, really want people to bring their girls to our school.
And of course, the hope is that by the time you make 100, all of you will be still alive, God willingly.
Absolutely.
And let's get to Miss Sayun Helen. Looking at 50 years of Bishop Chivenjere Girls School in Muyembe, what are some of the fond memories that you have with the school?
Muyembe is a very well traditionally and religiously founded school. It is one of the schools that grooms the girl child to be really a girl and, a woman. It's a school that produces for the country. So the memories that I hold within the school is that it is really very Christian. It grooms ladies. It molds them into the real products that a parent would like to have. It goes beyond academics. To be at Muyebe, you really study beyond academics. You leave the school well trained and groomed for the country out there, nurtured and produced for the country there beyond classroom. We do prayer sessions, we do sports. There are debates that go on. So I would never be surprised if you met really a girl from there who is very thorough in facing the worldly challenges, but also in creating solutions for problems. That is what Muyebe School stands for. It is a school that, we model in school. They teach you how to walk. They even teach you how to speak in public, unlike other schools where you only focus on laboratory. The child is just in class and out. For us, it is really beyond academics. And in the Uganda today, we do not look at only academics even when you're being hired at job. There are other skills that they look at, and these are the skills and the behaviors that are imparted on a child at our school.
All right, Florence, as a businesswoman, when you look at the 50 years of celebrating Muyebe School or Muyebe Girls, my question is, looking at the education system today, what is something that you picked from school that you are ideally encrypting in your day-to-day life?
Thank you so much. Looking at 50 years, we have beautiful memories of our school, Bishop Chener School Muyebe. For example, we used to do projects like home management. We used to do catering. We used to do agriculture. These skills have really equipped us up to date in the sense that, for example, right now I'm a businesswoman. I did mass communication, but I'm not practicing my career. Right now I do business, and I'm using the skills I got from my school then to do what I'm doing, to persevere, to face the world, to be a great woman.
Okay, we do have parents, let me get to Helen. We do have parents that are having their children at Muyebe currently. And what kind of message would you give to them? Because as much as we have current scholars there, you always want to see people continuing to push for the goals and the objectives of the founders of the school. You as an old student at Muyebe, what is the message that you can give to the parents having their children there, or even the students themselves?
First of all, I'd like to remind them that it's a blessing to have a girl child go to actually a girls' school. These are traditional schools that even we should make sure thrive and live longer beyond celebrating many more years. Having a child at Muyebe as a parent, first of all, you're very sure of security. Our school is out of noise. It's on a hill. The hill is called Muyebe. It's on a hill, so it's out of noise. It's out of anything that can disturb the attention of the child. So when you take your child at Muyebe, you're very sure that your child is going to concentrate. There are no roads around that maybe the cars will be running through and disturbing the attention of the child. You are very sure of the mentorship. You're very sure of the nurturing. We have a chaplain. The prayers are very compulsory, and faith is one of the foundation grounds that the school is formed upon. So when you take your child there, you're very sure that the way you've taken your child to the school, the only difference you're going to receive from the child is growth, is understanding, is faith, and a very well-placed child. In other schools, whereas you take your child and you're not sure about security, you're not sure about whether your girl will come back as a girl. Other schools, you come back as a woman, as a mother. For us, you come back as a real woman and you come back as a child. So people, the parents that are out there, please take your girls to Muyebe, because you're going to receive a whole package of who you want your girl child to be.
Daphne, let's look at the celebrations this year. 50 years. That is a golden jubilee of a sort, I want to believe. 50 years, half of a century, if I choose to say. I don't know if I'm right with my, with my wordings, because that is 50, half of the 100. Yeah. Looking at 50 years of celebrating you look at a journey that the school has come from in regards to transformation, looking at also educating the girl child in Uganda, what should we expect during the celebrations this year?
We are going to expect a lot. Actually, right now, all girls are allowed to go to school until they start the celebrations.
Okay.
They can go and stay in the dormitories with the girls until everything starts.
Okay.
So we're expecting a lot. We're expecting big people who are going to be part of the celebration.
Okay.
A lot is going to happen. Games, all that. And also there's a project that the school is about to start, and really would really request people to be part of the project and like help us build our classrooms and the computer laboratory. Would really expect and be thankful for that.
Okay, and for the old students of Muyebe girls, I think this is the right time for you to prepare accordingly. I love the fact that she's mentioned that they are going to have a chance of being in the dormitories. I think everyone has fond memories of being part of the dormitories and all that, the dormitory drama and everything that occurred during those days in school. But let me get back to Florence. Florence, when is the day, when is the actual date of the entire 50th anniversary celebrations, and how can people be part of these celebrations?
The actual date is 28th April, this Sunday, and we fully call upon everyone, our well-wishers, our old girls everywhere. Those who are abroad, you can catch us. Everything is going to be live on TV, streamed live. And we really call upon you to come and support us. We have a fundraising activity. We are going to be fundraising to build more classrooms and to renovate the dormitories. We are going to catch up with the girls. We want to go and see how far it has gone, how better it's getting, and get to know the difference between, there's a generational difference because we are celebrating 50 years. So want to interact with the girls there, the young ones there, and we compare life and we give them hope, we advise them, we show them that we've been there and we've made it so they can also make it.
Wow. And indeed, inspiring many of the girl children in the country is very vital. Helen, back to you. You see, when you look at the community in Muyebe, how influential has the school been over the years in, trying to bring together the community or the neighboring community, or even during the time you were at school? What did you notice that the school had in shaping the girl child and also trying to bring the community together?
Thank you so much. My school has been very keen doing outreaches around the school. We through our sports activities, through our religious reach out programs, and we also have the program at school. There are bursaries that are given to students. So some students around the community of the school have definitely benefited from that. Such programs of bursaries, of course, help parents who are unable to pay full school fees, but also who are financially incapacitated. So the school has been very keen helping out such families and such wise children. When you go to Muyebe and then you perform well at O level, you can come back for A level and then have a half bursary given unto you, and then you finish your school. Via sports, of course, whenever we are doing our sports events, the community is part of us, and even at church, there is a church that we go and do our prayer sessions there, and we recruit the children around the community and also the parents in regard to faith and belief.
Well, is it a school on the foundation of Catholic or Church of Uganda?
It's really a very church-founded school. It was founded by the Reverend Festo Kivenjeri and the wife Merab.
Okay. 50 years of Chivenjere in Muyebe. So I want to believe to the parents out there who look for the schools to take your children to, maybe you have a child who's, you know, preparing to get into high school. These are some of the things that you really need to focus on at the end of the day. This year, work on it and try to see that your child goes there. But the 50th anniversary comes this Sunday, the 28th of April, is it?
Yeah.
So the 28th of April, so you can be part of the celebrations for the old girls who are away from Uganda. You will follow the streams from the various old students groups that have been shared along, and then be part of it. But also, contribution is something that is very, very important as we push for education and also push for the growth of your former school.
It's unfair to leave out the fact that we are looking around at soliciting about 3 billion shillings to build the laboratories and the dormitory, and our chief guest shall be the Prime Minister. You're also expecting the
I was going to ask if she was an Ogie there, but I think she wasn't.
She's a well-wisher, yeah. As a woman and, you know, a former girl child, now a woman. So we are also expecting the Minister of Education to be around to help us in that, and also some officials from the very ministry. At our school, yeah.
Daphne, currently the education system has changed really in Uganda. It becomes really hard for the girl child to concentrate on all of those things. What could be the message you can give to the current students at Muyebe?
Well, all I can tell them is they have to be humble, they have to listen, they have to participate in all activities, be education, be the outside activities. They have to be part of everything, and they have to be God-fearing. Our school is a God-fearing school. Christianity in our school is a must. It's a must. So they have to be part of the everyday activities and to know God. That's all I can tell them.
Okay, let me get to Florence again. Florence, looking at you know, our education system, the education structure, not so many parents would choose to take their children to a single-sex school. But as of today, you are a product of that school. And what advice could you give to a parent or to a student who is still skeptical about joining a school, especially the girl child?
I'll encourage parents. Right now, everything has changed. There's a lot going on. But I still go back to the values of our school. Our school is church-founded. It's religious-founded. So I still go back to encourage parents that my colleague, what she said about academics, it's not only about classwork, what we do in class. I still call upon a parent who still wants a nurtured woman, a nurtured girl child, a girl child that walk out there and she stands high and you're proud of what she's doing, right away from how a woman wakes up in the morning, they leave their home, they lay their bed. These are the things we learned from school, and I'm sure they still do that. They taught us how to lay our beds. They taught us how to, if your uniform has something, you can fix your uniform. You don't have to go to a tailor. You can go to the kitchen and prepare yourself something to eat. I mean, these are the things that I still encourage parents to look out for other factors. Constant, we love international schools, but these religious schools, these traditional schools are of great importance in shaping a girl child. And we shouldn't be biased about a single-sex school. It still doesn't matter. You can go to a single-sex school and you'll come out an amazing girl child or an amazing boy child.
Well, Helen, this is a bit of a personal question. Were you a student leader back in school?
Yes, sure. I was the head motorist then.
Oh, okay.
When I was in my senior 5.
Good, because my next question is a little bit political. Seeing you as the Vice President of UID, looking into the political space today, we've seen so many involvement of females. Even with our current cabinet, we have the majority of the ministers being females. What message could you give to a female out there in high school, especially one who is still studying with Bishop Chivengere in Muyebe? What message could you give someone who wants to choose that as a career path?
Politics?
Exactly.
Wow, politics is amazing because politics is our daily life, definitely. You cannot do away with politics. Politics affects how we live. It affects how you live tomorrow. It will even affect your children. So my school, first of all, respects the fact that there can be student leaders, and that's why we have the prefectorial body. And you know, everyone that wishes maybe to be a leader in school there has space. For me, I believe that as as girl child, we should also focus on that because it affects our whole life. You see, Parliament debates things that are going to affect us. Cabinet passes things that are going to affect us. So for me, I believe that we should all, even being in school, we should not focus too much only on academics. In my school, we used to be waking up early at 6 to peel. You know, we have meals. We interchange meals. We don't eat posho every day. That is for your information. We don't eat posho every day like some other schools. We change. So we used to be waking up early at 6. Sometimes you peel, you prepare salt rice, you know, wash dishes, and like other schools where they have people that do that. Okay. And all that work is work that everyone should be looking up to and you know, participating in, because the world out there, you must be hands-on, you must be flexible and you know, to participate in any work that provides you a pay, because apparently now there are very many, I don't know whether you studied journalism, but there are very many people that are doing jobs that they did not study.
I'm studying it currently.
You study, but you did not study it at the start. Okay, so this world out there, it's hands-on, it's what you know best, it's the skills that you have. It was unlike those days when you would be produced as this in academics, and that's what you're doing. So for me, I believe that our children at my school should accept to be hands-on. If you are woken up early to peel, you never know, tomorrow catering may help you, even if you don't study it. Tomorrow you may be a chef, you may a kitchen director, and all that. Yeah.
Now, this is going to all of you. I haven't heard of you speaking about the co-curricular activities like sports. Does the school also promote this for the girl children who are highly interested in that special kind of talent? If someone is good with netball, athletics, and the like, is there a room for talent development?
Absolutely, yes. Yeah. There's definitely room for sports, and we are performing great.
Okay.
We have participated in regional, national, at a national level, so we definitely have room for sports. Okay.
And let me get to Daphne. When you look at the 50 years of celebration, what is something you as an old student is looking forward to in the next 50 years? Because you've seen the transformation from the time the school, maybe you weren't there when it started, I'm forced to believe. But maybe during the time you were there and after the time you left, in your observation, how far do you think the school can go?
Well, all I know is the school can go way beyond. It goes like so far. Okay. Because when we were there, when I was there, there are some things we had that the people that were there back then didn't have. But right now there are a lot of things that are happening. So all I know is it is going forward, it is moving forward. And in the next like 100 years, it will be very, very big.
Okay. Now let me get the parting shots of the ladies that I do have here, because I'm going to take you, our dear viewer, to a live broadcast at the office of the Prime Minister. But before we do that, just to quickly remind you, on the 28th of April, which is this Sunday, you can be part of the celebrations, the 50 years celebration of Bishop Chivenjere Girls School in Muyebe, and be part of the celebrations. How? You can contribute, or you can be part of the celebrations by attending as maybe a well-wisher, an old student. And well, you can also do that virtually by joining the celebrations on a stream that will be provided by the organizers of this celebration. So as we are summing up with our conversation this morning, let me quickly run to Nyangoma Daphne, who is a social scientist and also an old student of Bishop Chivenjere Girls School in Muyebe. Daphne, what would be your parting shots? And in your parting shots, a message to any person out there who wants to know more about the school.
You can join the streams to know about the school. You can come on Sunday and be part of the celebrations to know more about the school. Or else you can send in your child to get nurtured, and your child will be a product to show you that the school is something big.
Okay. Yeah. And let me move on to Helen now. Helen, what would be your parting shots and what would be the message going to a girl child out there who's still in school, and then a parent who is also putting their children into school?
The community out there is very shrewd, so you need that qualification girl child. You really need it, and do not be tempted to drop out of school. Recently, there have been reports, and you know the early child pregnancies and marriages are very alarming. So I would encourage the girl child to stay in school, because the world out there without a qualification, without school, will not really favor you much. So please stay in school, and as our motto says, tuherane, we should help each other. Please, let's come and participate in this activity to make sure that we raise this money that is going to help and build laboratories and dormitories to favor the girl child in school at Muyebe Girls School, Muyebe.
All right, now finally let me head to Florence, who is a journalist student, but also who was a journalist student and also a current businesswoman. What would be your message to the young woman out there who's still going through school, but then also someone who is looking forward to achieving high things in life?
First and foremost, I want to send special thanks to the late retired Reverend Bishop Tivenjere and the late wife Merab Tivenjere, because they are the start. If they hadn't created this, we wouldn't be there. Very special thank you to you. Very special thanks to our dear head teachers and all the board of governors and everyone we've gone through since the start of the school up to today. And then to the girl child, stay in school, stay focused, don't be flexible in life, be shrewd, meet life how it comes. And please, I'm calling all parents, take your children to Bishop Tivenjere Girls School. They'll nurture a lady of valor for you. And special, I'm calling upon the OGs, let's stay in touch, let's look for each other. Personally, my class, we are in touch, and we have an investment club called Tuherane Investment Club. We save, we are doing great, and I'm calling upon all of us who can do it. Let's keep checking on our school, let's keep promoting our school, let's do better. And in the business world, you can be anything you want to if you fight for that. Thank you.
You can be. Now, these ladies will be girls again on Sunday, if you're to ask me. But all roads will lead to Kabale in Muyebe, as Bishop Tivenjere Girls School will be commemorating 50 years of existence. And you can be part of that celebration, like I've mentioned. Now, a quick run through of the guests that I've been having this morning. I've been having Tuvenjere Florence, who is close to me. She's a businesswoman and also a former student of the same school. Sayun Helen, who is currently the UID Vice President, also a former student from Bishop Tivenjere Girls School in Muyebe. Then lastly, I've been having Nyangoma Daffin, a social scientist and also a former student of the SEM. So you can be part of the celebrations, 50 years of Bishop Tivenjere Girls in Muyebe this Sunday on the 28th of April. Like I mentioned, there will be girls then on Sunday. From being ladies, they will go back to being girls. I hope they will be wearing their uniforms also.
Of course, very excited.
Oh, wow. And then I want to expect you as a viewer, if you also have school, it's always important for you to go back and check if your school is still available. It's never good to go back when your schools are...
So we are proud.
So you're proud, really. 50 years of existence in there, just 12 years short. 13 years short of Uganda's independence. You can imagine how far the school has come. But away from that, we now turn our eyes to our live broadcast here on UBC because we are having a live broadcast from the Office of the Prime Minister's Conference Hall. And this is a release of the manifesto for the midterm review results. That and more is what is coming up next here on your national broadcaster. I am Joram Paul Sonko. Have yourselves the best of the day. To all of you who have been part of the entire show from 6:30 a.m. till tomorrow, see you, be blessed, good morning.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala, this is Good Morning Uganda Extra.
Nyati Motion Pictures brings you Tuko Pamoja, a documentary film about our unity as Ugandans and Africans.
Bunyoro would have simply created an East African community that we are looking for today.
The rulers of Bunyoro are actually Luos.
We people who live across the Nile, we are so related from our myth or from just the Nile.
We are the same people, and genetically we are even the same people.
We are similar people.
We are one.
Pamoja, we are one.
Use that word, pamoja.
Premiering every week from 3rd February to June 2024 at the National Theatre and Indere Center. Daily screenings are from 4th February to June 2024 at Ham Cinemax and the National Theatre. To get a ticket, call 0778 787 660. Tuko pamoja?
Juko.
Yo.
Check the shopping, man. What's your secret?
Uganda, haven't you heard of the parish development model PDM?
Yes, I did, but I thought it was just a talk.
No, Sebatia. It is real. I and a few friends together formed a circle